What's up guys, it's Coach Nick and this is part 2 of the video series, How to Shoot a Basketball. So from the last video we learned, put the ball here, bring it up here, shoot and flick. And now what we're going to do is we're going to actually try to make a basket doing this. Okay, so we're going to start very close to the hoop. I am literally almost under it. And then we're going to start with the ball out in front of us like we did in the last video. We're going to twist it over. We're going to look up to the hoop, say a prayer, and try to flick it in. Remember, this is all arm strength. We're not using our legs just yet. We're focusing on keeping our shoulders square, and we're really flicking and hoping the ball goes in. Now, when you first start this drill, I remember when I first started it, I was much younger than I am today and much weaker, and most of the time I could not get the ball in the hoop. However, that's not exactly the objective. It doesn't matter if you get the ball in the hoop. The hoop is just there to serve as a guide as to where your ball, as to where you should be shooting your ball. Okay, so when you're first starting, you're going to be very, very weak. This is going to feel awkward and uncomfortable, but that's completely normal. You haven't done it before. So yours may look something like this. You're here, you get it here, and you're like, meh, and it just barely touches the rim. And you're like, meh, oops. That was supposed to just barely touch the rim. You're like, nah, just barely touches the rim, okay? You're here, and it barely touches the rim. It might not even touch the rim. You might only hit the net. That's totally fine. The main thing we're focusing on is form. It's the form that's important. We don't care right now whether or not it goes in. It's nice if it does, but it's not that important. We're just focused on getting the form down and doing many, many repetitions. I'm literally talking about 100 a day. You want to shoot about 100 of these reps a day. So this is what it should like once you get it down, okay? Boom, get it, catch it with one hand, hold it out here, bring it up and shoot. Catch it with one hand, hold it up here, bring it up and shoot. And I can already feel my shoulder is fatiguing. Why? Because I don't do this enough. So this is a good drill, seriously. Even if you're a veteran shooter and you've been shooting for years, this is a great warm-up drill because it gets your body warmed up, it gets your shoulder warmed up, and it really focuses on the form and the flick. Okay, so I do have a little bit of a follow through here too, okay? I'm not just doing this and coming down. It's good to hold your form just so you can get used to where your arm should be after your shoot, okay? Boom. So we are gonna do a ton of these reps. All right, once you've done like hundreds of reps, okay, and you feel very comfortable with this drill, and you feel like you can almost do it in your sleep, that's how many times you've done it. Then you're ready to add the next step, which is placing your opposite hand, your guide hand, on the ball. So the guide hand does just that. It guides the ball, nothing else. So remember, when the ball's in your shooting pocket, I don't need my other hand to shoot it necessarily. I just need it to guide it, to help it up, to help the ball up on its way. When you're in a game-like situation, you know, you're moving quickly, you're taking your shot quickly, so the guide hand is there to guide the ball. So literally, when you're here, all you're doing is placing your opposite hand right about here on the ball. Now, adjust your hand to where it feels comfortable. Some guys like to do it a little down here, some are more on the top. It also depends on how big your hands are. Mine is right here. This is where I like to have it, right here. And this is a good place for me. It feels very comfortable. It feels like it's not going to interfere. You don't want it too far in the front because then it's kind of, you're blocking your own shot. And you also want to make sure it's just in a good position such that it's guiding. And remember, just like your shooting hand, notice how there's that pocket there. There's also a pocket on my guide hand. If I come over here, it's almost like I was going to shoot it with my right hand. So it too is being placed on the side and it's on my finger pads. Okay, so that is how your guide hand goes. Now, rather than just putting it right here to begin with, I want us to hold it off to the side so that it again does not interfere with our shot. And then all we're gonna do is we're gonna knock out a bunch of reps. So what I want the guide hand to do during this shot is I want it to simply follow the ball up, okay? Because in our finished set shot, that's what it's doing. It's merely following the ball. It's almost like mirroring the ball, and then it's just acting as a little bit of support as the ball goes up. So what we're gonna do to mimic that is we're gonna hold our offhand here, where my right hand is, and then as the ball comes up, it's just gonna stay pretty much flat, okay? So that it's not flicking the ball, not doing anything weird, and it's just gonna mirror what the ball is doing. So again, we're here, here, and flick, okay? So it's going at the same speed as my shooting hand. And we're gonna pump out a bunch of these reps. Okay, then we're gonna go back to the exact same drill, except this time we're gonna use the guide hand, and we're just gonna mirror the ball. So we're here, starting, and flicking. And I did not do that well. Although I did have this hand up, which is better than nothing. But ideally you want it here, and you might have to do it slow at first. There we go, that looks a little better. And again, I don't even really have to look at the hoop. I'm not worried about if the ball goes in. I'm more worried, that was perfect. I'm more worried about form. So we're here, here, and up. Okay, my shoulders are square. Having this guide hand also like this helps my shoulders stay square, because if you shoot with one hand, you will have a tendency to do this, but when you keep your guide hand up, it's almost like this part of your body is counteracting the other. So we're here, guide hand is going up, and then we are literally gonna sit here and do a ton of repetitions. You really have to put in hundreds of reps to get this form down and to get it into muscle memory. Okay, lastly guys, we're gonna add the legs. That's where all the power comes from in a shot. A lot of guys think they need to be strong with a lot of upper body strength to get the ball from the 3-point line all the way to the hoop. But the fact of the matter is there are tons, thousands of women out there that are very weak compared to men, and they're still able to shoot the ball from a far distance. Why? Because they're using their legs as they shoot, okay? So it's all in the legs. Your form and where the ball is going for the most part is all upper body, but the power, okay, where you're gonna get your explosiveness from, that's all the legs. Also remember too, before we move into the legs, make sure you're not jumping ahead, okay? Getting a good shot and getting the form down takes days, it takes weeks, it takes lots of practice. So don't just go from here, you know, do 10 of them and then feel like you should already go here unless everything is down perfectly, okay? So make sure you're taking this piecemeal step by step. So the last part is adding the legs. So we're here, we pause. All we're gonna do is squat low and flick up. It does take a little coordination at first and it's gonna feel weird. So we're here, we squat and we flick. And actually, you want it to look in one continuous motion so that when it's perfect, it'll look like this. We're here, and we flick. So you squat down as the ball comes up. So if I was to actually do a set shot, it would look something like this. As the ball comes up, I am squatting. We're not squatting first and then shooting. We're here, okay? And then when the ball comes up, we're squatting. So in our drill, we're here. As it comes up, we squat and then we flick. And do it slowly at first, don't do it quickly. I think I showed you quickly at first, but I wasn't thinking. So we're here, we come up, we squat, and we flick. Lots of power is generated from this motion here. I don't know if you saw the arc, but I really flicked that one up. That one went really high. And I didn't even try that much. And it goes up and in. So then you add the legs. That's the last part to this. And then also, once you get this down, and you've got the legs down, then you can actually begin to place your hand here, but we're gonna cover that more in the next video. All right, you guys, that was video 2 of the series, How to Shoot a Basketball. I'm Coach Nick. I hope that was helpful. Remember, practice, practice, practice. So many reps. Do so many reps, you get sick of it, okay? And don't forget to like and subscribe.